Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we will be returning to Terraria. It's been a long time since I last made a Terraria build video. I think it's been around 6 months or so. Now I never intended to completely abandon Terraria. I've just been having a lot of fun with Minecraft. I do want both games on the channel. So we'll be kicking off the return with another NPC House build. This time it'll be the Truffle. Now again, I didn't just want to build a mushroom house, which is what everyone does. I wanted something a little bit more unique, a little bit more out there. I do like to make all my builds as unique as they can possibly be. So I thought, what if the truffle was actually a cordyceps fungus? So for those who don't know what that is, I'll put a video up of it now. And essentially it's a fungus that mind controls insects, primarily ants, but other insects as well. And it controls the brain, makes them climb up trees, and then bursts out of their body in a fungal fruit. Now this can happen to grasshoppers. Here's a picture of it now, and we will be actually using a grasshopper. So another piece of inspiration for this came from an old animated film called North Skirt of the Valley of the Wind. It's a Studio Ghibli, and here's a scene from that now. So what this is a large dead insect in a cavern, and in the film these are like mystical insects called the Ohm, and the main character, the protagonist, actually finds this dead insect, the exoskeleton, in like a cavern, and it's a strangely sad, but also in a way it's quite beautiful. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo, but I mean I personally found it very strange to say, like a very sad but mystical experience. I think that's what the filmmakers were going for. So we're going to replicate that a little bit today, but we will be doing a grasshopper instead. And what we'll have is we'll have the mushrooms bursting out of its corpse, its exoskeleton, just in the same manner that the fungus does in real life. So what I'm doing here is I'm just replacing all these stone walls with mushroom walls. It is going to be a very mushroom themed build, and I really do like how these illuminate the background. And now I'm doing what I usually do before any build. Since this is a natural build, it's an insect carcass, it's going to be quite different to using bricks and buildings. So I've just laid out a few blocks here to sort of get an idea of how they will look and how well they will match an insect's body. And then we'll just build as we go. And now I've done the grasshopper head and like the little bit of exoskeleton behind the head. Not sure what they're called, I'm not an entomologist. And again, nothing's final as of yet. We're just building, trying out different blocks. And I've built the rest of the body now. Again, nothing final as of yet, but I do have more of an understanding, more of an idea of what blocks I do actually want to use for this now. And it's good just to have a rough concept, a rough outline of the build before I start adding any detail in. And oh my god, I do hate working with honey blocks, hive blocks. Yeah, I mean, when you break them, loads of honey spawns, bees spawn, like you can get attacked right now. It's a nightmare. Then you've got to find a way to funnel the honey down so you can dirt it off. Fun fact, if you actually dirt off any liquid like lava, water, honey, then quit out the game, the liquid will disappear. Whereas usually if you just put dirt over it, once that dirt breaks, the liquid will still be there. So yeah, this is pretty much what I've been doing for the last hour or so. But the high blocks do give the exoskeleton a really like decayed, cracked look, which I imagine is what a grasshopper exoskeleton would look like after, like, I don't know, a few hundred years maybe. And now it's time to actually just start adding the mushroom growths sprouting from the grasshopper body. So we'll be putting quite a few in these, like going different directions, trying to make it look as similar to the real life fungus as possible, but also a little bit more magical, a little bit more Terraria themed. So I will be using primarily glowing mushrooms for this section. And now I've added these pillars again just to give it the look of that cavern from Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. And now I'm just going to actuate the stone I've put in these so they are more cohesive, and also so I can actually walk past them and not, you know, be trapped in one little area. I've also painted these white. With stone, when it's actuated, it tends to get quite a lot darker, so it's always worthwhile painting it white so it still keeps the kind of the same stone tone. And that's it, we're pretty much finished. I'm just going to pop this mushroom pylon down now. And that's it, we've pretty much completed this build, this area. So I was trying to go invisible there, but I realised you can't really move as well when you're invisible. But as you can see, the concept came together quite well. I wasn't happy with it originally, but I'm starting to warm up to it. By the way, if you're looking at this build, it's probably worthwhile turning your computer monitor brightness way up, because this is very dark unless you're on max brightness. But yeah, the concept came together quite well. We have the dead grasshopper, we have the sprouting, sporing mushrooms growing out of its body. You can see we have the Truffle NPC already here in his little section. Now, I didn't add too many details to his NPC area because the idea is he's supposed to be a cordyceps fungus mushroom. And I mean, what do they really do? It's not like they need books or baths or anything. So I've kept it quite bare bones there. I think I achieved the mystic feeling quite well. It's not only a solemn scene, but it's also quite magical in a way. And I think I achieved that mainly with the mushrooms. You know, the blue glow really adds to that feel. It feels like a place long lost to nature that nobody's ever set foot in like perhaps thousands of years or so. Much like the Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. You can see there I use a teleporter, so that's how you actually get into this thing. Otherwise it's not actually possible, just because it's a natural build and it's quite hard to design natural builds in a way, especially things like this, you know, insects, where you can actually get into the part that's the NPC house. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap us up for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like the build, please consider subscribing and all that sort of stuff, and have a wonderful day.